Welcome to my City Skylines UHC Let's Play. We've just made an amazing thing. A school. I'm pretty sure it's this thing here. Yep. Now what we're going to do about that is try to get the circulation of this whole big area in such a way that we can make it workable. And there are many areas we can expand out into, but another thing we're doing is trying to keep everything so it's interconnected and there can be traffic flow from place to place. One big problem we've got is that we have areas that are largely one-way flows. And that's all very well and good, but if somebody is, like if there's a garbage truck starting from here, and they need to get to this one, they have to go all around here, and then over here, and then through here, and then up this way, and then over there, and then through this area, which is very congested, that back down here again, and it's all terrible. Now, there are reasons for this. They're not good reasons for this, but there are reasons for this. But what we're going to try to do is sort it out so that things behave themselves a little better. And I think one thing we might try doing is putting a bunch of surfaces in here. It feels like that might be a thing. Because if folks can come over through here and have a lot of surfaces in here, they don't necessarily have to go through there. Or through here. This one ramp, it's moving very fast, but it is not in great shape. It's not going to stand up to much more. So what we're going to do right now is sort of give up on the idea of this feeding this whole area and this feeding something in here, and we're going to make this ramp feed here, and then this part is going to become more of a highway area and feed a section in here. I have a very clear idea of how that's supposed to go. So what we're going to do is just kind of make it go that way. The first thing to do is get a ramp in. Or at least we would if the space wasn't too steep. Gosh. There's an interesting scenario. What are we going to do about this? Here's the thought. We'll try to make a highway. We'll obliterate that, and then onto the highway. Highways can go there, clearly. Highway can also take my entire budget just to do this. So that's not great. We'll do that and then do the ramp. And now it's a quick bulldoze and replace. Oh, hang on. Like that. Now, the question becomes, could I perhaps upgrade this to highway? Starting from here, I apparently can. Certainly have enough trucks for it. Well, alrighty then. Now, what we might very well want to do is address some of this stuff, because these guys have to come through here and then go up there. Emergency vehicles have some issues in this situation. So what we're going to do is a real quick bulldoze and replace. Highway selected. Bulldozer selected. Back you go. Let's also do this area while we're at it. We prefer these roads to be relatively smooth if they're going to have to handle a lot of traffic. And now we got a bunch of emergency vehicles coming through here. Some of them are heading to this area. This is pretty much a bridge. I'm not sure how useful that is. I got virtually no money left. Gotta wait for it to improve a little bit. One thing I can do, although it's kind of tacky, is... Oh my. Okay, so it's the merry roller coaster area, but they don't seem to need to slow down for this, so hey, hey. This section desperately needs to be a little bit fixed. We're gonna go through and do a little bulldozing. Now, this entire time I have been trying to maybe do a little dezoning sometimes when things aren't really capable of supporting the stuff I've got for it. I still think that's a solid idea. Indeed, I'm going to do some of that right along here. Neat though. Up. Hello, electrical problem. That gives me some concern. However, we may be just fine with it. That's connected. That's connected. Pretty much we're all connected, although some of it is real fugitive. Like, this area is in a world of hurt if anything goes wrong with that one power line. Which depends upon this one power line. So pretty much if this one building dies, everything goes. We can spend a little money to shore that up, I think. A little redundancy here and there. Now, we are really still needing a lot more in the way of housing, so I'm thinking what we're going to do is go back to the old poverty-stricken dirt road zone and make a little in the way of sort of podunk area. This is far from flashy, but it does provide a certain amount of housing. So they really need a little bit more housing. In fact, what we're going to do is that was just cruelty, but eh. I picked the one house that was actually already there and ran it through that. And right now, we are in desperate trouble as far as water is concerned. So what we might try doing is up. However, we have fixed some of the issues as far as the housing is concerned. Let's just go immediately to water and try to fill it in as best we can. There's some. Oh, ran out of money. Okay, just $100. Come on, can we do it? Come on, let us do it. There we go. Now our water consumption is starting to creep up and up and up. Electricity is going to be a problem very soon. We need a little bit more in the way of retail, and perhaps even like right over here. I'm going to leave that alone for the moment, however. Garbage is getting to be an acute problem again, and I need to earn a whole bunch of money in order to get that going on. Then we need some more funeral homes. I think death care. Yeah, cemetery use is just not that great, but the hearses can't get out here. They just can't make it. Basically bulldozing all of the houses that have dead people in them. Gotta be nasty, having a town in which there's dead people everywhere. Terrible. Kind of puts a hurt on the property values. That and living next to the landfill. And we've actually got a lot of dead people here, and you know the reason for this is because our connectivity is terrible. All of the hearses come from here. There's quite a lot of them, but they just can't get to where they're supposed to go. So I'm going to switch back over to the roads and see what I can do to make sense of that. I think maybe one thing that might help is I'm going to bring another ramp online. There. Now we can start piling directly onto the highway. That really ought to help. They're not doing it yet, but they're going to. I'm waiting. Come on. Come on. You know, I really ought to be seeing people starting to take that. I think I might have just heard a property value upgrade. God knows why. Morbid people are going there. Okay, so this is just very weird. So weird, in fact, that I want to do something about it. Hang on. And hang on again. We're trying to get up here, and that's not what you'd call easy. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to go right up the edge here. That's how we're going to do. And now I'm going to fix this area, which is doubtless all kinds of broken. Let's get another road in here. Get a little Farmville zoning going on. As well as we can. Now I've got about 12, oh, hello, possibilities. Speaking of a little roads and zoning. Ha, complain about garbage, will you? We'll rezone you. We're going to assume that animals don't mind hanging around power lines and big rotating propeller things. We're going to assume that they're not birds. And here we have a crazy looking curly move. No, that's really not a thing. There is no such thing as a curly move. What I mean is winding mountain road. That's basically what I had in mind there. So we have a lot of garbage problems here, and the main reason is because all of our landfills are up here and probably filling up at an ungodly rate. In fact, we're full. We need to throw another landfill up here instantly. Which we will happily do. And all of the garbage trucks have to come out of there. In fact, we're having such issues with the landfills. Hope I didn't make anybody sick swirling around like that. Let's just throw several of them just to have more garbage trucks in the area. And having done this horrible, horrible thing, we're going to say goodbye for the moment, and I will see you again tomorrow for another episode of this hardcore Let's Play. Ta-ta!